Welcome back, everybody. I recently won 17 different lots of tools at a local estate auction. I figured I would break it down into a few videos, starting with 4 different lots today. First lot is going to be 576. First thing out of lot 576, we have a Stanley 10-989. It's a box cutter utility knife. It looks like you can change the blades without taking it apart. So it looks like you have to push the blade forward. There's a release button in the back, and just give it a twist. I guess not needing a tool to change the blade is helpful. Alright, next one out of the box is another utility knife. This is a Lennox model. This one also has a button to release the blade that's like spring-loaded. So honestly, it's a lot easier than the Stanley, because all you do is push forward the little spring-loaded button and it pops itself open. Can never have too many of these laying around, so I'll definitely be keeping those. Next up, we have a no-name flat-tip screwdriver. And then we have an 8-inch adjustable. This one's labeled Pro Series. Next up, we have a small set of channel locks. Those handles will clean right up. If you've watched some of my previous videos, you know the go-to for me is the tub of towels. About 10 or 15 seconds of scrub and completely clean those off. Next up is a Little Giant. It's a scraper, pry bar, nail puller. It's actually a pretty nice little tool. Definitely be keeping that one. Then we have a Hyper Tough oil filter wrench. Seems to actually be pretty good. No reason not to keep that. Next up is an unbranded needle nose. Then we have a channel locks. I believe it says 430, made in the USA. It does have an engraving. Not a big deal. I would probably keep this tool. I think I may have lost a little bit of footage. I did this Crescent USA 8-inch adjustable, and you can see the handle condition. The other side was in the same condition. I didn't scrub real hard, but that's what it looks like after a little bit of scrubbing with the tub of towels. I do wonder, are these stamped on the wrench, or do they only mark the handle as to brand? Here's an Ace flat tip screwdriver. I believe Ace being the Ace hardware store. I do like their older white and yellow screwdrivers. Next up is a little rusty slip joint. I'd have to clean it off to see what it says right here. I don't know if it says a brand in there. Looks like it says something about polished and drop forged, but I can't see if it says anything else down in there. Next out of the box is a Do It Best hardware store needle nose. Then we have a Crescent tongue and groove pliers, water pump pliers, whatever you want to call it. I think it says USA in there. I can't quite tell. Next up is a nice Stanley. It's marked 65903. I'm going to guess it's a number 3 blade Phillips. Also in that box was this T20 Snap-on Torx screwdriver. The screwdriver end looks fine, but the shank on it is definitely bent. I think somebody may have used this as a pry bar. Also in the box, we have a Craftsman number 2 Phillips. It's got another engraving. All these, well, not all of them, all the ones I've seen with engravings have this P0087. I don't know if that was some sort of number where the person worked, where they kept inventory on the tools, or what. Also have this 6-inch made in China adjustable. And the last thing out of that box is a Better Mechanics lineman pliers. It does say made in Taiwan. Okay, next up is lot 578. I'll be honest, I gambled on this lot. I did not see it in person. This is the reason why I gambled, and I guessed wrong. I was hoping this would be a name brand caliper, because I figured one this size would be valuable. Not that it won't work or still come in handy, but I was just hoping it would be Starrett or like Mitutoyo or something like that. Got a number of combination squares in here. This one is marked 1270 MF, so that I would guess is Miller's Falls. We have a 16-inch long one here. This one is marked Maves or Maze. That was in pretty good shape, and it still has the scribe, which is nice. There's so many of these that don't have the scribe anymore. This one's in pretty good shape, though. Then we have a smaller 6-inch model. This one's marked USA, but I don't see any other names on it. I have a 12-inch version in here. Then again, I don't see any markings on this one. I have a very well used carpenter square. I have a loose steel rule in here. This one's marked Johnson. That's a USA. Got a bit of a modified level here. Might still work. Maybe somebody was trying to make a torpedo level. They have an Empire USA. I believe that's made right here in Wisconsin, or at least their headquarters are in Wisconsin. We have a pair of these Johnson, about a 24-inch level, USA. Another very well used Empire square. Here's something I did not see in the photo. It's an Omega USA micrometer. Not sure I've seen an Omega micrometer before. I'm guessing this is a 0 to 1. I have a very old torpedo level made by Empire. Another old and slightly crusty torpedo level by Johnson. And the last thing in the box is marked Mitutoyo. And it actually has a Mitutoyo caliper inside, which is nice. Makes up for the first one that I gambled on. And also in here is a little snap-on steel pocket rule. Oh. And under that was an LS Starrett. So 3 good surprises in this box. Okay, next lot up is 628. Starting off lot 628, we have 4 of these Greenlee cushioned screwdrivers. These are all in very good condition. There's 3 flat tips and 1 Phillips. Next up is what I believe to be a chainsaw wrench. Also in this box we have 2 cable cutters. Now these are not marked. This one seems to be pretty well made. I'm surprised it's not marked anywhere. But I'll definitely be keeping those. Next one out of this box is made by Oregon. I believe it's a chainsaw file. If I'm correct on the first one, we have another chainsaw wrench. There's another Greenlee screwdriver in there. This one must be some sort of screw holding screwdriver. Haven't quite seen one like that before. There's 2 of these pieces in here. I'm not sure what they're for. They feel like they'd be off some sort of piece of equipment like a lawnmower or something like that. Not sure. If you have any ideas, drop it in the comments. I have a Taiwan diagonal cutter. What looks to be a very cheap made screw holding screwdriver. I have a Stanley flat tip, and then we have a square drive, or is that known as a Robinson maybe? Robertson, I'm sorry. I think it's Robertson. Could be wrong. Craftsman number 2 Phillips, USA Western Forge. The last 2 things in this box look to be the same. It says they're both US made. Looks like there's a couple more cable cutters. These are at least marked. They're made in the US. The other ones are not marked at all. The other ones actually seem to be better quality than these. But I'll be keeping all 4. I've got a few different toolboxes, so 1 in each box. That way I don't have to go looking for one. Okay, the last slot up is going to be 545. First thing out of lot 545 is a very crusty. Wow, it's rusted right to the extension. The extension, I believe, is a... Oh, it is a Matco. Okay. Wow, that thing is bad news. It looks like it was left in the water. It's really loose, too. This is a Matco ratchet, by the way. Little 3/8 ratchet. Still sounds nice. But man, that anvil is rusty. I think I've almost got... Oh, there it goes. Oh, man. Why is it so loose in there? Feels like it's missing a shim or something. Definitely needs a good cleaning, but it definitely works. So that's a bonus. All right, next thing out of this box is a 15-inch. It's a snap-on half-inch drive SX15 extension. And then we have a 3/8 drive snap-on F10 breaker bar. There's a rail of deep sockets in here. And I can see Matco. I'm thinking this is no name. Matco, snap-on, Matco. This is, yeah, this first one. Yeah, this was a Taiwan. And then this is the only other one I'm not sure about. That's a Powercraft. 3/8 drive Matco swivel, universal. There were 3 snap-on Torx. This FTX500, I want to say that one's actually for taking out like door hinges or something like that. It's a little different than a normal Torx. On the left is a FTX50. As you can see, there's a wider gap in the splines. On the regular Torx socket, I think this one's for door hinges. I'm not 100%. Very crusty snap-on extension in here. I have a fairly old snap-on 1 1/16 half-inch drive. Half-inch drive snap-on 9/16. Half-inch drive 5/8 snap-on. And a 3/8 drive 9/16 snap-on. And the last thing out of this box is a rail of snap-on sockets. Some of these are in pretty good shape. Some of these are in pretty rough shape. And 2 of these are Matco. This one and this one on the end. If I didn't say it already, this is a 3/8 drive set. It's a shallow SAE. These ones on the end here are pretty crusty. I'll probably do a follow-up video on how to clean these. How I clean them anyway. But I think that rail right there, I think cleaned up, this rail right here is worth what I paid for the box. But that's going to be all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.